Nobody was expecting that this kind of law will ever appear in the agenda. This law, if implemented, if adopted, would have called huge portion of our population as foreign agents. The connotation is pretty negative when it comes to your own citizens. So you are like stigmatizing them as an agents. But it was all called as a transparency act, as the government wanted to show it. But thankfully, the population of Georgia found out that it's not that easy. It's not about transparency. It's all about stigmatization. Because when it comes to the transparency, NGOs are probably the most transparent organization that are based in Georgia. When it comes to transparency, the questions are always to the budgetary organs, such as authority-based organs. There are a lot of corruption happening, and everybody has questions toward them, not towards us. So this feeling of unjust regulation, this feeling of something is happening wrong and we are going in the completely wrong direction, because since our reclamation of independence in 1991, we are aspiring to become the family members of European Union. And when European Union tells you that this is not the right law at this moment, this is not the law that will bring you closer to us, and yet the government tells you on the contrary, you understand that there is something not going right. And this feeling united us. Fuel between these parts after this kind of adoption of the law, this attempt of adoption is increasing, because as soon as they withdrawn the law, the whole city was sticked with the banners, with the posters of the famous activists of Georgia who made a lot for a lot of minorities here and other people who need help, and who also fought against corruption. All their pictures were posted in the streets with words, spies, offenders of the church, Orthodox Church. They know how to work it, because orthodoxy in Georgia is a very important part of identity of Georgian people. So now I would conclude that it is not a win. It is not a win. It is a win of a battle, of course, but it's not the win of the war. On the contrary, the war is now in the much bigger phase. Now it's become the confrontation between these two parts, like NGOs and the government, became much more tense. And in almost every their public appearance, they're offending non-government activists and non-governmental organizations, human rights defenders. They try to black them in the eyes, to darken them in the eyes of the population in order to kind of reconciliate and try to attempt this law on the second attempt. The amount of people was increasing every minute, and the feeling of unity, and solidarity. I would emphasize this because I saw youngsters dancing under the sounds of the sonar signals. I saw students of the medical faculties who were helping injured people. There was such a huge level of solidarity that I thought it is impossible to simply win this battle against us, because not only we are protesting against something that was wrong, but we were also very united. This feeling of unity, of a battle for something that is very important for you, for something that you believe should not be done in your country, because it can be equal to losing your country, because many of them thought if this law will be adopted, then there is no place for me in Georgia. I will not work in my country with a label of being a foreign agent. I am patriot of my country. I was doing everything for my country, and I will do it. Georgia has experience of of dividing people into two groups and calling each other agents. It was in 1991 when the civil war started here. That was devastating for Georgia, and we still have it in our memory, because we know that as soon as the population is divided to two groups and each group calls the second group agent, then everything terrible happens in the country.